You know, every single day, millions of us do this. We tap a key card to get into the office. But what if I told you that behind that simple little beep, there's a decision that could end up costing a company tens of thousands of dollars? Yeah. Today, we're going to unlock the hidden choice in your building's security.
All right, so let's just jump right in. When a company goes out to buy a new keycard system for their building, what are they really buying? I mean, it seems like a simple enough question, right? But the answer, well, it's a lot more complicated and way more important than you'd probably think.
So if you're the one making the decision, what's the first thing you look at? It's the software, of course. You're looking at that slick user interface, the cool dashboard where you can add a new employee, set up door schedules, run reports. That's the face of the system. And honestly, that's where the whole sales pitch happens.
But here's the crazy part. The most critical, the most long-term decision you're going to make has almost nothing to do with that software you see every day. Nope. It's all about these. Well, these anonymous-looking green circuit boards, probably hidden away in some IT closet. These little boards are the actual brains controlling the locks. And the choice you make right here, it's going to determine your freedom for years to come. And this all brings us to two completely different ways of thinking in the world of access control. You've got open systems and you've got proprietary systems. And trust me, understanding the difference between these two is the key to, well, everything.
And this is a fantastic way to think about it. An open system? It's just like a regular PC. You can buy the box, the hardware, and then you can decide if you want to run Windows on it, or maybe you're a Linux fan. The hardware doesn't care. But a proprietary system, that's totally different. The hardware and the software are basically fused together from the factory. You buy one, you're getting the other, and there is no separating them, period.
Okay, so let's go down the first path and see how this all works. We're going to call this one the open road. This is the path of flexibility, of choice, and it's pretty much dominated by one single name, Mercury. So, who is Mercury Security? Well, they make one thing, and they do it really, really well. The high-quality circuit boards that run these access control systems. But here's the crucial part. They don't make their own software. And because they focus on just the hardware, they've become the absolute golden standard. They're the foundation that dozens of other software companies build right on top of. And I mean, just look at the list of who uses their boards. It's basically a who's who of the security world. You've got huge names like Lenel S2, Genitech, Phoenix. All these major players are building their software specifically to run on that same open Mercury hardware. So what's the big deal? What's the superpower here? It's one phrase: investment protection. Think about it. It means if you install a system with these Mercury boards today, that big chunk of money you spent on hardware is safe. If you get tired of your software in 5 years, it's not a big deal. You don't have to tear everything out and start from scratch. All right, now let's look at the other side of the coin. Path number 2, the walled garden. These are the companies where everything, and I mean everything, is controlled under one roof. They make the hardware, they make the software, and the two are designed to only work with each other. It's a closed loop. And hey, let's be clear, there are some absolute heavy hitters on the side. You've got Software House, which is kind of like the Rolls-Royce of the industry. AMAG is huge with government clients. Brevo was one of the first to really nail cloud access. These are all really good, high-quality products, but they all operate inside their own closed ecosystem. And that reality leads us to probably the most important phrase you need to remember when you're even thinking about a proprietary system. Because once you choose them, for all intents and purposes, you are married to them for life.
So why does it have to be so final? What's the big deal? Well, it's because trying to get a divorce from that marriage, that leads to what we're going to call the point of no return. This is the moment where the true cost of that decision you made years ago suddenly comes roaring back.
This right here, this is the big bad wolf of the entire tech world. It's called vendor lock-in. It's that awful feeling you get when you realize you're so dependent on one single company that switching to someone else would cost you an absolute fortune. In a proprietary system, that vendor basically has a monopoly on your building. Okay, so let's really spell it out. Let's compare what happens when you decide you want to change your software. With an open, Mercury-based system, it's a flash and reuse. A technician literally just installs new software, new firmware, on the boards you already own. Easy. But with a proprietary system, it's a rip and replace. And believe me, it is every bit as brutal as it sounds. So what does rip and replace actually mean? It means technicians have to come in and physically rip out every single control panel from the wall. Then you have to go out and buy all new hardware. And here's the worst part, the most time-consuming part. They have to re-terminate every single wire for every single door in your entire office. It's a massive, labor-intensive nightmare.
And the price tag for all this? Oh, it's massive. For just a medium-sized office, this can easily run into the tens of thousands of dollars, or even more, when you add up the new hardware and all those labor costs. And remember, this is all just to switch software providers.
So how do you avoid falling into this trap? Well, it really all comes down to your long-term strategy. It's about making a fully informed choice right from day one, before you install a single thing. All right, let's put it all on the scorecard, side by side. When you look at flexibility, it's high for open systems and pretty much zero for proprietary. What about long-term cost? Well, with open systems, you have competition, and that keeps prices in check. And the takeover strategy? Come on, this says it all, doesn't it? Flash and reuse versus rip and replace. Now, here's the really crucial point I want to make. This explainer isn't about saying one is definitively better than the other. I mean, proprietary systems can be incredibly secure, super stable. The whole point is to go into that decision with your eyes wide open, fully understanding the long-term consequences of the path you're about to go down. So the next time you tap your card and you hear that familiar beep and the click of the lock, you'll know what's really going on in that IT closet down the hall. And you'll know the real question isn't just, does the door open? The real question is, are you free to choose? Or are you locked in?